It is 2024, and the modern music industry is not working in favor of the independent musician. And let's face it, most musicians, 98% of musicians in the world, are independent musicians. So, in other words, the traditional music industry is dead. It's over. It's done. There is a new industry forming to support your music, and it's been happening for about 20 years. That's called sync licensing. That is the new industry. Sync is part of the film and TV business. When you're pitching to film, when you're licensing your songs to film, you're in the film business. When you're licensing your songs to TV shows, you're in the TV business. When you're licensing your songs to commercials, you're in the commercial business. When you're licensing to trailers or video games, you're in those businesses. Sync is here to support the independent musicians in a big way. Today's music industry has indoctrinated consumers to expect music to be free. Anything that's free has no value. No value whatsoever. If I give you my course, our course on sync licensing, if I give you our course called Sync Placement Academy for free, it's a $9.97 course as of today. If I give you that course for free, chances are two things are going to happen. One, you're going to assume it's not very good. You just are. It's human nature. Two, it's going to sit in your inbox. You're not going to complete it. You're not even going to dive into the first module or the second module. Maybe you'll check out the first and then you'll be like, yeah, I'll finish this later. And you'll kick it down the road. You'll just keep kicking it down the road because it was free, because you didn't invest in it, because you're not financially invested. You're not personally invested at that point. So when people are receiving music for free and we give away our music for free, or we let them stream it for free or for, what is it, 1/82nd of a cent, it has no value. It's like drinking water, right? Water comes out of our sink. We're very fortunate in the US to have that. It's free. We just know it's there. It's always going to be there. We'll drink later. I'll get a cup later. It's always going to be there. So the music industry is not working in the favor of the independent musician. And that's the harsh reality. Spotify recently, the mechanical rate went up. I believe it's 12.1 cents. It might be 12.9 cents or something like that. The Copyright Board fought hard for that. The NMPA, the National Music Publishers Association, has been fighting for Spotify to properly compensate for streams over the past, I think, 3 or 4 years, maybe even longer, because Spotify was constantly squashing what the songwriters should get paid, even though the songwriters support all the music on the Spotify system. Finally, there was an increase, and what did Spotify do? They found a workaround. They decided, oh, that's interesting. Let's package together audiobooks with music, and there's some other element, it's either video or something, and create a bundle. That way, we don't have to pay the songwriters what we just were told we had to pay them. So they packaged it into a little bundle and offered it up. So again, and Spotify is supported by, of course, by all the major labels because they have all their major artists on there. So who's the enemy here? Who is the enemy? Is it Spotify, or is it the industry as a whole? Is the music industry as a whole rigged, or designed rather, it's not rigged, it's been designed to work against artists and against songwriters? That's the bad news. That's the harsh reality. The good news is sync licensing, which I was fortunate enough to land in 2004, 2005, I started doing it. And my business partner, even earlier than that, Michael Elsner, who's on this channel as well, even earlier than that, we found a place where we can create the music we want to create and produce the records we want to create from our home studio. We do not have to tour unless we want to. We do not have to hustle and play live shows. We do not have to get streams on Spotify. We don't even have to build a fan base. We don't even have to be a real artist to do sync. You can just be a composer-producer and release stuff as a composer-producer. Now, when I say release, you probably go right to Spotify. That's not what I mean. I mean putting it out there for consumption by the end users in the sync licensing space. That includes music supervisors. That includes music editors, producers, sometimes directors. That includes music libraries that represent catalogs of music. It includes sync licensing agents called sync agents. And if you didn't watch my other video on sync, sync means synchronization when you're synchronizing music to picture. when you synchronize audio to picture. So sync licensing is when you license your song or your record, or both if you control both, to the end user, called the licensee. You're the licensor, they're the licensee. And there's a lot of money to be made in sync. There's a lot of money to be made. You can get paid easily $1,000 at minimum. You'll get $1,000 for a placement. You might get $5,000, you might get $10,000, you might get $20,000, you might get $50,000. I've had $90,000 placement before. I've had higher than that too. You can get six-figure placements for one song. For one song, you can make six figures. If you got a platinum record for sales for a cut you got, I don't know, recorded by a popular artist, or if you made it through the record label business to the top and finally you get that platinum record and you're the songwriter on that, let's say you have two co-writers on that, and now the rate's 12 cents, so let's say it's 120,000 for 1 million sales. You've got to split that three ways. If there's publishers involved, they dip their fingers into it. If there's managers involved, they're getting a piece, the label's getting a piece. It doesn't really make sense. With sync, you are in full control, and you can finally just say to the music industry what I'm not going to say out loud because it's on YouTube. And kids, you don't need to use foul language, but you know what I'm thinking. That is the harsh reality of today's modern music industry. It is against you, it is not rigged to be in your favor. It's time to focus all in on a medium that is designed in your favor, and that's sync licensing. So if you don't have this guide, you can buy the physical guide on Amazon if you want, or you can download it for free below. Just click the link below. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe so you get updates. We release new content every single week. And I'll see you later. If you're interested in getting your songs into your favorite TV shows, films, commercials, trailers, and video games, you're going to want to check out the free guide below.